So okay, so he's saying address and delete, right?
Yeah.
He's saying I see here like this, but and the Swagger it is different. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, and that's actually you do it. That's actually the mechanism of the cloud ops engineer. Okay, that's the when you deploy on the web server that you will be, don't worry about it, on the Nginx, that's how you actually categorize things differently.
Okay.
Yep. Did I answer your question?
Yes. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, this is the part is important. That's the part that's the part the cloud ops engineer does when the deploy, make the configuration and do the web configuration on the Nginx, the web server. That's the one they do.
So how much we have access as a cloud ops engineer in the code? Can we access to
Everything.
backend?
Cloud ops engineer has every access. They're the king.
Okay.
They're the king in the environment because without the code base they cannot do anything. So they have the code base access. Basically, the development team has the access of the entire code base. Development team means the quality assurance, the product owner, the cloud ops engineer, backend, front, they have the access. Now the fact is, what is the purpose you take the access? Only the DevOps engineer, they need this code they will be deploying on the cloud. So they need the code, otherwise they cannot work on it. Did I answer your question?
Yes. Yes.
You may not have the database access. You will get the database connection information, but you will not get the access details because that team, they're very different and they have their own rules and regulation, what they do. But for the code base, you have the full access. You just do not touch the code or you just do not make changes the code, but you have the code access. Good? What is the next question?
What is the hash password?
Where?
I started from hash password. What is the hash?
Hash password means, of course, when you type the password, it should not, it is visible, right? So hash means it is like Pratik, hash means star, right? Can you explain this?
Okay.
Hash.
So for encrypting the password, we use a method to hash the password, so we can see the actual password.
Exactly. So of course you are sending the sensitive data, right? Because data is sending from your phone, it is going to your Verizon network, then it is going to the server, means actual server. Of course, data is going to the black and white. So in the password, you do not want that. You want it is static. It is like the protected. Good. Okay, what is the next question?
I have a question.
Go ahead, please.
So do all the software quality engineers get their APIs from Swagger, or is there any manual way as well?
Sure, that's a good question as well. Most of the project implement the Swagger, most, because that's the only way that you can socialize your API to everybody. In case, if you do not have a Swagger, backend developer can give you the API as well. Because why? Backend developer need to bring everything manually to the Postman or any type of RESTful testing tool, and they can give you the collection. Did I answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
And that's very, the hooks is not a good process. That's the reason Swagger is almost 99.99 project. Go ahead, ask question, please.
So Shabrina has asked a question. Do we need to learn front end and back end?
No, you're, oh, okay. So this question has a multiple answer. If you are a front-end developer, of course, you're writing the code. If you are a back-end developer, of course, you're writing the code. Now the two people is gone. So now you are a quality assurance engineer. Yes, you are not learning the front and back end. You are learning your requirements, how to test it. Okay, you are learning the user story, like how the sign-in works, how the sign-up works, how the update profile works. You are learning that, right? Or you are like say an example, if you want to test a vehicle, right? you are just testing how to do something on the vehicle so it works. So you are doing for your user story, but you are not writing the code. And of course, as you are doing it, just reading the code, it helps. Why you will go back to the developer to ask 200, 400, 404 means? You can go to the Git and you can read the code. Am I right? Because this already shows on the Swagger. Or you see, Swagger has only the 3 code, 200, 400, 404. In the code base, there is a 5 status code. Now you can raise the question, why the Swagger is only 3 code? Why in the code base is 4 code? See? So you are inspecting yourself. You are not writing the code. Just reading the code, it is helping you a lot. And you can be productive much better than I got a bug. Nobody knows what this bug does, right? So we want you have the abilities to actually explore little details. You are not writing the code. And for the cloud ops, of course, they're not writing the code as well. They need to understand how this actually the front and back end works. They need to understand what software, what programming language they need to install, what package manager they need to install, and how to configure them. So how they will know all of this? From the backend developer. Because why? Because backend developer install everything on his laptop to write the code. So you see this? So he's not writing the code, but he knows everything from the backend developer. And it is okay. It is actually more than okay. You need to set up the meeting, understand the question, ask the question. It is not okay. You become an arrogant. You do not communicate with the backend developer, not to knowing anything, and you are wasting your time. You are not able to deploy the code, and the quality assurance is sitting idle. They are not able to test anything, and that's not what we want. So his communication is very important. Good. Any other question?
Yeah, I got one more question in the sign in backend
Go.
code.
Go ahead. Sign in, right?
Yeah, sign in backend code.
Sure. Go ahead.
So I saw the code 400 is given first, and the 200 is the last. So is this there is a sequence the executions
That's a good
the
question.
400 or
Pratik, can you
because
answer
200
that?
should become first, right?
Pratik, can you answer that question? I don't know. That's a good question. Why the sequence is not 200, 400, 404?
The 200 should be first because if somebody is successful with 200, then they don't, the code doesn't go for 400 and 404. But
Right.
here, 400 first, 404,
Okay.
400 first, then 404, then 200. The last one is success.
So Pratik, why the sequence is like the different?
Okay,
If you
so
can-
okay, so as we used the Node.js runtime, so
Okay.
in the Express.js framework, like we use the Express.js framework. So so the Express.js framework actually works
Oh,
the
it's
error.
suggested.
No.
Let him finish, please. Go ahead.
It follows the error pattern first. So I have to just handle the error first, then
I got it. Pratik, I got it. Okay. So the good question is very good.
Yeah,
Question
I understand.
is why? But you heard 2 more wording here. You heard it's a Node.js runtime, and you heard Express.js framework. You heard this? There is in the mark, there is the second character is Express.js. So you are using the Express.js framework. In that framework, you have to follow the specific way to writing the code. So in that framework, you handle the error first. That's the reason it has been written like this. That's a good question. Okay, go ahead. The next question. We're learning actually, see? We're learning the framework, how that framework works.
No, because I knew like other softwares like Python and the Java, they handle the 200 first, then go for error if there is the.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead. What is the next question, guys? Another question?
So Ibrahim has asked the question, what is a token?
Sure. Ibrahim asked the question, what is a token? Token is, in general, is given just the combination of your username and password. What is the purpose of the token? Token is dynamic, and token has a specific time that it expired. And what are the benefits? If someone gets it, and after a certain time, it will be expired, right? So it's such an example. I can give the example. What are the benefits of using token? You are driving your car, okay? And your password is leaked. And then someone stole your car. They can continue drive your, what? Continue drive your vehicle. There is no problem. How about you call the call center of the car company? They can literally block the vehicle right away because they have the mechanism to block yourself from the driving that car right away. Because
that car driver.
yes, I already called because my car is stolen. And the another benefit is you just log in here and it's a cyber cafe. You are using your information. After you get out, exit, then it is actually expired. You cannot use anymore. So token is used to actually for many good reasons. One of the reason is your information is secure. Nobody knows your information. And based on this token, your access permission is given or the defined in a given application. So such an example, if you are CloudOps engineer, with your username and password, we know what type of access permission you should get. And that's the way you see some of the on the TS for you, some of the field is active for you, some of the field is not active for you. We just do not use just simply password, we do not do this. It's not a good practice. Token is the way to go. Okay, what is the next question? Any other question? Okay, let's stop it.